Good afternoon to the shareholders of New Age Metals. My name is Harry Barr. I'm the Chairman and CEO. Today, we put out an announcement about a very interesting acquisition, really our fourth in the critical metal space. We owned about 6.44% of a company called MetalQuest Mining. MetalQuest's principal asset is one of the largest undeveloped iron ore projects in North America. It is in the Labrador Trough, famous for 99.5% of the iron ore that gets produced here in Canada. This is a project that has had somewhere between $120 and $150 million spent on it in the past. It has 3 different resource studies, so the drilling is complete. It has had a bankable feasibility study done on 215. And our company, MetalQuest, that New Age has just invested in, we've gone from 6.44% to approximately 12.79%. We also have the right through our warrants to go up to about 19.2% of the company. So we have a major position in a company that doesn't have a lot of shares out, approximately about 33 million shares. We have a big position in that company. The reason we took the position is it is a company that I'm also involved in, and we had made a purchase of shares through New Age Metals a couple of years back. We are in the process through MetalQuest. We've just recently hired an international engineering company, and their purpose is they're currently working on what's called a gap study, and they're looking at all the work that was done in 215, completing the feasibility study, and what is the gap on a lot of those areas of the feasibility study from 215 to 225. So it'll be areas like how we're going to get the concentrate to port, the ports, the electricity, the mine milling methods. Anything that needs to be updated from the 215 study will come through this series of studies. The company is Atkins Reales. They're an international company that is, amongst many other things, is an expert in iron ore. So we're really happy that MetalQuest has signed that agreement and just really started the process to look back through all the work that's been done. MetalQuest has over 5,000 documents of all the work that was being done. Tremendous amount of background work. As I say, all the drilling's done. There were 3 different 43-101 resource calculations. There's an historic resource in the top 2 categories of over 20 billion tons of a grade that is being mined in the Labrador Trough. The project is in Quebec, one of the best jurisdictions in Canada, and it's in the famous Labrador Trough where all the iron is being produced today. MetalQuest also has an agreement with the Naskapi First Nation, and that's been going on for the last couple of years, and we have a good rapport with them. And going forward, really the job of MetalQuest and the management team, and now Atkins Reales, is to put together what needs to be done between what was done in the past and what needs to be done in the future. But most importantly, because of the size of this project and the scope of it, we would have to find a major company that is in the iron ore business, be it an iron ore producing company, a steel company, an end-use company. There are many companies that also finance projects like this to a certain point, and then we would eventually find the bigger partner. So that is the main assignment of the MQM, is the symbol for MetalQuest and the management team to find that partner to help us develop it. On the positive side, there are no property payments. There are no stock payments to be made. There's no exploration expenditures that have to be done. And we have the property in good standing for the next couple of years because of a major amount of assessment work that was done in the past. There is a 2.5% royalty, and we do have through MetalQuest has the right to buy some of that down. So the main job for MetalQuest, outside of working with Atkins Reales and putting together the things that need to be done for the future, is to find a partner, find a joint venture partner, And to that end, we have put together through MetalQuest a very good database for the iron ore business, and we're working with a couple of agents to try and find that big partner. Some recent activity in the district that shows there is a lot of bigger companies looking at this iron ore district is that, number one, both the government of Quebec, Labrador, and the federal government made iron ore a critical metal. So from New Age's point of view, we've just added a fourth critical metal division through the ownership of the shares we have in MetalQuest Mining. Number two, the industry has seen three big players come into the Labrador Trough just this year. One of them was Valet, a company that's international, and it is making an investment up to $200 million Australian in a company that has a project about 125 kilometers below us. We've just read too in the last week or so that two Japanese companies have decided to make an investment into Champion Iron Ore's project, and that's about $250 million. So since we've acquired this project through MetalQuest, in the last 2.5 years, we haven't seen any of that. This year, we've seen three big companies move into the district. So definitely the world is watching, and as MetalQuest gets the news out about its project and its need for a joint venture to help develop this, we hope and expect that sometime in the near future that there could be a deal in place to help drive this project forward. In the meantime, MetalQuest just did a financing, which New Age was part of. I myself was a big part of it too. And that money is going to be used to finish the deal that we have with Atkins Realities, which is the gap study and a series of mini studies looking at each one of the areas that need to be advanced from the 215 feasibility study. But again, just to summarize, one of the biggest projects, if not the biggest in North America, historic resource in the top two categories of over 20 billion tons and another 6+ billion tons in the third category at what appears to be a mineable grade. It's an open pit. It's 12 kilometers long, the design of it to date anyways, and about 3.5–4 kilometers wide and only 130 meters deep. We own 100% of it through MetalQuest, and New Age owns about 12.44% with the right to go up to over 19% with a further investment. So that's a quick overview of what we have just done and why we've done it. And if you have any questions or comments, we would really appreciate somebody getting on the phone here or sending us an email and setting up an appointment with us here at the office. More can be learned about the project by reading the announcement, and there's a couple click-throughs where you would go to other announcements that MetalQuest has put out in the background of the project. But very excited to have our fourth critical metal investment within New Age Metals. Thank you very much.